My name is Craig Wright, and I'm originally from Detroit, Michigan. But for the past 20 years, I've been a resident of Connecticut. My first arrest was, I say, definitely age 17. I got, I ended up being caught in a stolen car with a couple kids, and then from that point, it just snowballed. Like I went from petty crime all the way to dealing drugs. Ended up getting raided a couple times. It was always initially it was always just a slap on the wrist, but over time you get in trouble enough, you go to the same courthouse enough, the people there recognize you enough, and those dockets, your cases just keep increasing. You're gonna end up getting more time, and that's what happened to me. Well, I was sentenced to 3.5 years. I ended up doing 2 years, 10 months in prison. And then the remaining 7 months I spent in the halfway house. But I did the whole sentence though. And that was for possession of drugs, possession of narcotics, drug factory, all the little minor petty stuff that comes with that. But I was on probation. I got out of prison, and I decided to turn around and do the same exact thing I did before. It's like insanity when you keep doing the same thing, expecting a different result. And I was definitely living an insane life. The aha moment in my life was definitely when I got sentenced the last time to the 3.5 years. I couldn't tell you the exact time within that bid that I got the light came off in my head. But I do remember going in front of the parole board, being accepted for parole. And I went straight to them and I told them, I said, hey, I get like emotional thinking about this. This is a true story. It was a video parole too. And I went straight to them and they all interviewed me. And I told them straight up, like, I'm 25 years old. I have nothing. And I've just let my family down so much. And just, and that feeling sticks with me right now. Like, that was probably like the real turning point where I didn't want that life anymore. I wanted, like I've been to prison multiple times. Like even this time I was sentenced to 3.5 years. And I know next time I get in trouble, it's just gonna be more. And then the hit is I'm around people, like I'm 25 now. So I'm around inmates that are like in their 40s, 50s. I see what this life is going to end. I see what this has to offer. From there, I had to turn it around, and I did. I'm very resilient, very resilient. It's one thing I learned about just when getting out of prison, working my ranks up through the restaurant industry and then owning my own restaurant, surviving through the pandemic, and just working, grinding day in, day out. Life is not easy. Life is not going to always go your way. And this goes for everybody. And you have to deal with that. And you have to suck it up at times, and you have to roll with the punches, and you have to figure it out. So what I do for work now is I actually own a restaurant in Vernon called Craig's Kitchen. Been open 5 years now. It's a soul food restaurant. It's the best soul food restaurant, best Southern food you will have this side of the United States. I love speaking to kids. I would love to speak with kids. But one thing I would definitely love to do is speak with inmates in prison. Because I've been the inmate in a prison. Like I've been there. Like I feel that I could definitely help a lot of inmates in prison on the way out, just to give them, like to tell them my story, tell them how I did it, just to let them know that it's hope. Like you don't have to keep going back to doing that.